This week on the Digital Coffee, customers are soon going to be able to voice call you or video call you on Facebook Business Messenger. On Instagram, there's lots of new places you're going to be able to put links, and also on Instagram, it's going to be easier for brands and businesses to work with creators. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb, and welcome to Meta Facebook. Yes, Facebook did change their name yesterday. We're not going to talk about it. We talked about it last week, but I would like to say that it was one of the suggestions that we made during our Twitter space last week. That is the Twitter space that accompanies this show that starts at 10:30 a.m. You will find that pinned to my Twitter profile, which is at Spiderworking, and I am joined by the wonderful Making Sang for that, where we discuss these topics in more detail. And we will talk about that then. We're not going to talk about it now. If you are watching on Facebook and you leave me a comment like, what's in your mug? Or I'd like to know your answer to the question of the week, which is, do you like algorithms? Are algorithms a good thing on social media? You know, the things that stop your content getting seen? I will send you a copy of the Digital Coffee newspaper by Messenger. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, like Deirdre there, hi Deirdre, I have pinned a link to where you can get that newspaper to the top of the chat. So I think that's all to start with. Don't forget that Twitter space at 10:30 a.m. We've had some really interesting discussions there over the last few weeks. Good morning to Deirdre from Waterford. Good morning to, I know there's other people watching, so do say hello. Well, there's James. James is always on our Twitter space, and James is always there to talk about Facebook ads and updates to that. Good morning to Ginny. I don't know what that is. Algos? Oh, I think you're trying to say you hate algos, and that's a typo, which we'll be coming to typos in a little while, but we have to work with them. So it's a reluctant yay to algorithms. Absolutely. Well, as you may have guessed, as is the case every week, there is a news story related to my question of the week. Good morning to Karen. Great to see you here, Karen. So, will we get on with the news? Before we do, I just thought I'd mention, I was almost going to do a Halloween special this week, and then I wondered, was that a little bit silly? So you have to tell me, should I have done a Halloween special? And if I should have done, I will do it next year, or maybe next week.
I'm Ian Anderson-Gray, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Weirdly, Facebook Messenger for Business is text only. On our regular, person-to-person, human being to human being accounts, we can video call people, we can make phone calls to people. To be honest, whenever that happens, I stare at my phone in horror and wonder why somebody is phoning me. It's usually an accident. But still, we can do it, and you couldn't do this on Business Messenger. But this is about to change in a whole bunch of new updates that Facebook is making to help small businesses over the holiday period. They are working on allowing customers to make video calls and audio calls to you via Messenger. It's not quite clear how this is going to work yet. We've just got one screen grab. They didn't elaborate. But it seems that you won't be able to ring customers. They will be able to ring you. Now, this is good for some customers because some customers aren't going to want to use text. Some people can't type very fast. I hate typing on my phone. So, I'm not going to leave. It takes me ages. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how bad I am at typing on my phone. They need a Mavis Beacon for typing on your phone, if anyone knows of such a thing, if anyone even remembers who Mavis Beacon was. Anyway, and going off topic, it is hard. So actually, this will make it easier for those customers to contact you, because otherwise you might actually lose them. If they have an inquiry and they can't type, they may actually you may actually lose that customer, which is why it's good for you as well, because you'll be able to answer their questions, that thing that is stopping them buying from you, and actually close the sale. Now, on the downside, do we really want to have voice and video calls coming in through our Facebook Messenger? I mean, we've got our phone. Some people have a landline and a phone, and we've got WhatsApp, and now Messenger is going to start ringing. You know, all these opportunities to distract you from your work. I have somebody who answers the phone for me here because I can't take phone calls during the day because I'm working on client stuff, and if the phone rings, that's me away from my client stuff for 20 minutes as I recover from the distraction. So it is going to be more distracting. It will mean that if you have this switched on, you're going to need an extra person to manage all this stuff for you. So it has its pros, more sales potentially, particularly from people who don't like sending text messages. But the downside is, if you're a one-person business, this is going to be hard to manage. I do imagine that you will have the option, like you do currently with Messenger, to set your hours so people won't necessarily be ringing you in the middle of the night. What do you think? Deirdre, there is nothing wrong with "you're kind of silly." Amanda, if anyone could pull Halloween silly off, you could. I was just thinking, because I repurposed this show for a week, right? So next Thursday, somebody on LinkedIn is going to see me dressed up in a Halloween costume in black and white with spiders crawling all over it. I just thought it would be maybe not right. I don't know. I totally wussed out. You need to have a making speed of typing. Yeah, making, there's a course for you. You could be the new Mavis Beacon, the Mavis Beacon of phone typing. That is your new job. There is making. Algorithms make our businesses work harder, which is a good thing, right? It is. Well, I'm not going to give away the answer. I'm not going to give away my opinion. That is the last story of the day. You'll have to hang around to find out what I think.
You're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
One of the nice things about Instagram is that you can't link out. Well, you can, but you've only got that one place you can link out, that one link in your bio. That is it. But Instagram are going to make it easier for you to link now. They're working on two things. Well, one of them you've probably heard about. It's everywhere. This is what the second one you may not have heard of. When I say the second one, it's the one I'm going to mention first, which is that they are working on, now this has been found behind the scenes, this isn't official yet, this has been found by Alex on Twitter. This is a screenshot that he has found of Instagram working on the option to add more links to your bio. So you can see here that you will be able to add your Facebook link to your Facebook page. And also under there, it's got add link. Now, we don't know what's going to happen when we click add link. Does that mean you'll be able to add more than one link to your website? This could be good because I think that really does catch businesses. You know, on Twitter, you can put one link in your bio and then you've got a website link, which gives you two options. It will be nice to have more than one option. However, one of the reasons I'm not a fan of Linktree is that people put way too many links there. Give people too much choice. They won't know what to click and they won't click anything. So we'll have to see, is there a limitation on this? Will people go mad and put 20 links? Like seriously, I've seen them, Linktrees that long before. I do think this is a good thing. The second thing, now this is the one you've heard of. LinkedIn are rolling out LinkedIn. The word link is in my head. Oh, hang on. Instagram are rolling out the link sticker for stories to all accounts, officially all accounts. I looked this morning, don't have it, but it is coming to all accounts. I can see we've got Kate there, and Kate already has a link sticker on one of her accounts, and it wasn't even a big account. So that's really, we knew this was coming, but it is coming now. So what does this mean? Previously, you had to have 10,000 followers to get a swipe up. And when people swiped up on that, it would bring them directly into your website. This works slightly differently to the swipe up. It's a sticker that you will put on your story. You will tell them where you want it to link to, and when people tap it, they will be sent through to the web page or the website that you are linking to. Now, before everyone goes crazy with this, it is exciting. It is good news. I hated that they only gave this option to people with 10,000 followers. Surely it should be either nobody or everybody. But yes, you may get more traffic to your website. But I do think it's taking away from the power of that direct messaging. Still, people who get into a direct message conversation with you are going to be further down the funnel, more likely to buy. What this link sticker does is gives them an in-between. Sending a direct message is a big commitment. Tapping on a link isn't. So don't abandon trying to get your direct messages through stories, but you can also use the link sticker for the people who aren't ready yet. I'm going to be interested to see how many clicks people actually get on those stickers. So people are saying, well, now, why don't they just add linking to the feed? When Instagram link to the feed, basically that's just Facebook, right? So I'm hoping that we never get links in the feed, because I still prefer the content that I see on Instagram to what I see on Facebook, because people aren't constantly trying to drive me to their website. Okay, so there you go. Making tea, the Mavis beacon of typing. There's an idea. Yes, definitely. I definitely need a course on it. I've been saying it for years. I don't know why I don't just practice. Deirdre says, when did Messenger stop ringing? I haven't used it in a few years, but it was an efficient way to connect. No, you can ring people on Messenger, not business Messenger. And the way I think it's going to work is you won't make outgoing calls either. People will ring into you, but you can't do it on a business page. Kate says she saw a link. You see, I hate Linktree, because people abuse it. Obviously it's better to do it on your own website, but I understand that, not everyone's going to design a page, but people do. And, they're using it on Twitter now, and you can link in the feed on Twitter. I don't know why people do it. And you've started me ranting, Kate. What can I say? You saw a Linktree that day that had at least 20 links. Like, you are never going to find what you need if there are 20 links on your Linktree. And Kate says she has the link sticker on her personal account too, but not on her pet sitting one. No, I never checked my personal account. It didn't even occur to me. Will I do it? No, I won't do it now. Anyone else have the link sticker? I would love to know. I've lost everything. 1 second.
Hey, it's Andy at Content Cal here, and you're watching A Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Did you know that Twitter has a newsletter service? You may have forgotten, but they have a newsletter service. I've actually signed up for it to see how it works. When you sign up, it's called Revue. They actually bought it. It was an existing tool called Revue. And you can set up a newsletter and you can send it out once a week. And it's part of your Twitter profile. So if you look at my Twitter profile, right at the top, it's like a unit directly underneath my bio that entices people to subscribe. Well, it doesn't if you read what's written there. Entices people to subscribe to my weekly newsletter, which I haven't sent because I'm just playing with this at the moment. I have 3 subscribers. 3 subscribers. But Twitter really are into this. They like the idea of people using their platform for their newsletters. Now, I'm not really using it because I have an email marketing tool I use, and there's lots of kind of bells and whistles attached to that email marketing tool that aren't part of Revue. I can't see myself moving completely over to Revue, but it is something I might use for some purpose at some stage. But Twitter really do want us to use it because they have just added a Twitter card. So that means you can see this one from Matt Navarra here. It's just he's linking to his newsletter page at the bottom here, and it turns that link into this card, which has a picture, the picture that appears alongside the newsletter, a description of the newsletter, and a big button asking you to subscribe. And when people click that big button, a window pops up asking you to confirm your subscription, and that's it. You're in. Also, this isn't just going to happen when you link to your Revue page. This is going to happen if you link to one of your issues of your newsletter. If people go through and view the newsletter, when they come back, they'll be prompted to subscribe. So this is going to be a really easy way for you to build your email subscribers into that email list. I think it's a good thing. But for those of you like me that have been on Twitter for a long time, you may remember there was a hack. Within the Twitter ads interface, you used to be able to run lead gen campaigns to collect emails. And that was a card that people would click and it would open up and they put in their email details. They got rid of that a long time ago, but anything you create in the Facebook ads interface, you can tweet organically. And I used to do that way back. So this is just Twitter closing its doors and bring everything into the Twitter interface and expecting me to manage my entire life through Twitter, which I'm not a big fan of, even though I love Twitter. Can you link this to your email software? No, but you can, which is annoying. Maybe there is a Zapier. We'll be talking about Zapier in a little while. Maybe there is a Zapier that can do it, but no, you have to, they actually suggest that you bring in your email list from your email service provider into Revue so that you can send it from there. And obviously that's not going to work because, you know, you all have automations and stuff set up within that to encourage your customers. Who this will work really well for are creators, I think, you know, that don't need that level of sophistication because they're not selling anything. It's themselves that they're selling. I think this could work really well for them. Plus, there's going to be an option for paid newsletters. Whew, I'm running out of voice. I need to do a little song. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Hi, I'm Carmel Siri and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Could TikTok ads be the next big thing? I'm asking because a few of the big Facebook ads experts that I know are really diving into TikTok ads. And you know, TikTok are working really hard to make their ads platform work better. And they're really speeding along compared to what you could do even a couple of months ago. You can do way more now. Now, don't ask me. I am not using TikTok ads yet, but I can see a lot of people are adding this TikTok ad service alongside Facebook ads because of course Facebook ads have had lots of problems and TikTok ads work slightly differently. And this week TikTok have added yet another new feature. You might remember a few weeks ago we talked about TikTok lead gen ads, and this is where somebody's watching a TikTok and there's a call to action. It opens up and they put in their name and their email address, or that will populate from their TikTok account and they are then signed up for whatever it is you wanted them to sign up for. But the problem with this was that all happened within TikTok. So you would manually have to take those emails and put them into your email marketing software or your CRM system. Not anymore. They have just partnered with Zapier. And Zapier is a tool that connects one service with another service. So this will connect TikTok lead gen ads with your email marketing platform or your CRM system and automatically zap that email that somebody fills in on TikTok into your email marketing so that you could deliver the lead magnet that you were going to, add them to your list, whatever else it was that people you wanted to do with that information. Which you may remember a few weeks ago, LinkedIn just added this, which shocked me and surprised me a little bit that wasn't there already. And TikTok have now added it, making the whole lead generation, the whole idea of collecting emails via TikTok, a better solution, maybe a good solution. I'm really interested to see how this works. And I know we've got James here. I'd love to know, have you been using TikTok ads? And if you have, what are the quality of the email addresses that you get through that? I would love to use this to promote a lead magnet, but I worry because we know that TikTok skews young for audiences. And we know that younger people don't really use email. So when you collect all these emails, are people even opening them? I'm going to be really interested to see how this and other TikTok advertising progresses.
Hi, I'm Kyra Fingleton from Glamping Under the Stars, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Instagram is making it easier for creators to collaborate with brands. They've just released some new brand collaboration tools, and brands can mean businesses. I know that word often thinks a brand. I'm not a brand, but when they say creators, they mean influencers. When they say brands, they mean businesses. Now, at the moment, one of these tools really is just for those big brands, but hopefully it'll be rolled out to others. And that is that a creator will be able to select their preferred brands. And they'll be able to add this to their preferred brand list, which means that when opportunities come up with those brands, they will get priority. And this makes total sense, even though it's just for brands at the moment, big brands. I'm using the word all wrong too. This makes total sense, right? Because if I'm a creator and I'm into a specific type of makeup or a specific car, or wouldn't that be nice, free car, or a specific thing, obviously I'm going to be a really good fit for that brand because I already love that brand. I'm already using their products. So for them, it's going to be really good because they know. And for the business, it's going to be really good. And for the creator, it's going to be really good because it's going to be easier to create, right? Because they know this. It's not like if I'm asked to go and review a product, I would have to spend, several hours learning the product before I can review it. Whereas if you gave me something and said, can you talk about Agora Pulse, which I use every day, it would be so much easier. So I think this could be epic. The thing that's going to be good for other businesses, I think, is that they are adding a new tab to the Instagram inbox for creators, and this will be for partnership requests. And this means that you are less likely to get overlooked. If you're contacting a creator, the chances are they're getting a lot of messages into their various folders in their inbox, and your request could get hidden amongst all those other features. This way, they're going to be able to see straight away partnership requests, review them, and decide if they want to work with them. So I think this is all good. I think what's really interesting is Instagram was always the home of influencers, and now we've got TikTok, which is also the home of influencers. Instagram wants to stay the home. I keep saying influencers, creators, same thing. Instagram wants to stay the home of creators, so they are making it a lot easier for brands to collaborate. But TikTok are also making it easier for brands to collaborate with influencers. So it's going to be really interesting to see this battle progress into the future.
Hi, I'm Charlie Lawrence and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
One of the things I like about Twitter Spaces, and don't forget my Twitter Space every Friday, 10:30 a.m. with May King Sang, where we talk about this news, advert. One of the things I love about Twitter Spaces is that you can pin tweets to the top of the space, which gives some context about what you're talking about, and people can click through and read more information. It's a really nice way of setting the tone of the room. And that's something we do during our Twitter space is I will tweet links to what we're talking about, and I will pin those tweets to the top of the room so people can go and read a little bit more information. But on Clubhouse, this hasn't been possible. You haven't been able to do that. Basically, you go into Clubhouse, you have a chat. And maybe you go, oh, find me on Instagram. My Instagram is whatever. I know there's direct messaging on there as well now, but still, it was pretty closed off space. But at last, Clubhouse is allowing you to do something similar to what you do on Twitter. They're going to let moderators pin links to the top of the room so people can see that for more context of what you're talking about and be able to go and follow the discussion later on. I think this is good. It's a little bit more cumbersome because what happens on Twitter is, it all happens within the Twitter interface. No need to click anywhere else. Obviously, on Clubhouse, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to get the link. You're going to have to paste it in. And then when somebody clicks it, they're going to be leaving Clubhouse. So it's a little bit more cumbersome, but about time. Having said that, yesterday I debated deleting the Clubhouse app from my phone because I don't really use it. And I'd say it's not going to be long until I do. So I'm not sure. Does Clubhouse still have legs after Twitter and even Facebook Live audio rooms. I just saw in my group today, I have that option. Can Clubhouse exist once those big social media platforms steal the idea? I don't know. James says no, he doesn't TikTok or do TikTok ads. Yet, James, yet. I bet you'll be enticed eventually. I bet you will. Do you want to put money on it? I bet you will. I bet you will.
Hello, this is Rob Charles, the voice of Mike on Forever FM on Peter Kay's Car Share. BAFTA award winning, I've got to say, but I've not seen the BAFTA yet. Anyway, you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Enjoy. I'm on tea. Shh.
What happens if you switch off the Facebook algorithm? You know, the pesky newsfeed algorithm that stops people seeing your content. What happens if we got rid of that? I know people want this to happen. I see on Instagram, anytime Instagram posts something on Twitter, underneath there's like 100 people saying, just give us back the chronological feed. People think they want the algorithm, but actually, turns out they might not. In papers that were leaked by the Facebook whistleblower, it shows that Facebook did do an experiment in 2018 where they switched the algorithm off for 0.05% of Facebook users. And what happened? Well, firstly, engagement plummeted. People were not seeing content they wanted to engage with, so they weren't engaging. Secondly, people hid 50% more posts than they normally do. So that means they may have been seeing your business post, but they decided that they were going to hide it. Thirdly, they were scrolling for longer to actually find content that might be relevant to them. Scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And because they were scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, they saw more ads. Now, even though they were seeing more ads, which you think Facebook would like, they decided this does not work. The algorithm works. The algorithm helps people see the content they want. When people log into Facebook, they don't want to see posts, commercial posts after commercial posts from businesses selling their wares. They do not want that. They really don't, even though they think they might. So that is interesting. We're going to have to live with algorithms. We're going to have to continue to pursue better content that works with the algorithms. And like May King said earlier, if we have to work hard for it, it's better one. Great last words from James, who says, you've done some Facebook lead ads plus Zapier into MailChimp. Sorry, that's my general reaction when I think of MailChimp. None that had to be the paid version of Zapier. I'll bet TikTok lead ad Zap would be a pro Zap and paid for. You're going off to check. You know, yeah, that's one of the things. MailChimp and Facebook, I think, is free. But if I want to add ConvertKit, which is what I use, I think I have to pay for Zapier. But I'm at the stage where I'm kind of like, I might be happy to pay for Zapier because there are so many benefits for using it. It could be useful. But I also have another tool called LeadsBridge. I'm going geeky. It's called LeadsBridge that brings leads from Facebook into ConvertKit or whatever email marketing platform you're using. Specifically though for Facebook, I have to go and look to see if it's doing TikTok and LinkedIn now that that's an option. You now have access to start Twitter Spaces. Yoo-hoo! Well, yeah, hopefully I'm going to see you all on my Twitter Space at 10:30 a.m. and there are some updates coming to Twitter Spaces that we will talk about next week once I've had a chance to play with them. Don't forget that. I've probably said it about 10 times now because I'm just reminding myself not to forget. 10:30 a.m. on Twitter, you'll see my pinned tweet that will let you in. If you don't come then, I will see you same bat time, same bat place next week. Bye-bye.